Hey there, listeners and Korean culture lovers. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stupid Foreigners, where we explore the curious and captivating places of South Korea. I'm Mark, the guy who's always up for an adventure, and joining me is our tour guide for today, Olga.
Hello everyone, Mark. You know what's really exciting about today?
What?
This episode is going to be magical and seducing because we're diving deep
Ooh,
into the world of the Gumiho, the seductive folk spirits of Korean folklore.
absolutely, Olga. You see, in Korea, they don't just tell stories, they weave intricate tales filled with mythical beings and fantastical creatures. And the Gumiho are some of the most intriguing characters you'll ever encounter.
Oh, yes, these nine tailed folk spirits have charmed and puzzled people for generations because of their extraordinary beauty and clever tricks. They're not just made up creatures, they're an important part of Korean culture and stories.
Exactly. Whether it's an old time story or a new K drama, people love Gumiho tales. So today we're going to dig into these mysterious creatures. We'll learn where they come from, what special abilities they have, and how they fit into Korean culture.
And you know, Gumiho are not just all about being tempting folk spirits. We're going to learn about their different personalities, like when they play mean tricks or when they're kind and helpful. And we'll also discuss some famous Gumiho stories that people still talk about today.
You know what makes this episode even more exciting, Olga?
What, Mark?
It's part of our Halloween special. That means
Oh,
we have got three really exciting episodes just for you, all designed to give you the chills during the spookiest time of the year.
right. So, whenever you're here for the cool stories, the supernatural stuff, or just some great storytelling, stick around us as we go on journey to explore the mystery and magic of the Gumiho.
It's going to be an episode full of magic and wonders, Olga. So let's not waste any more time and start diving into the stories of the Gumiho, seductive fox spirits.
Have you ever heard of the Gumiho,
Hmm. I
the Korean legend of the nine-tailed fox?
Hmm.
You know, it's a spine-chilling tale from the darkest times of history.
That sounds like a creepy bedtime story, Olga. So, what makes this Gumi so terrifying?
Well, these creatures aren't your common foxes. They're the stuff of nightmares. Picture this, Mark. They're strikingly beautiful and incredibly cunning, luring unexpected souls into their twisted games.
Huh, so beautiful and deadly. I see, okay. But what's with the tails? You said nine tails? That's got to mean something sinister, right?
You've got it, Mark. In Korean folklore, they say a gumiho grows an extra tail for every 100 years it lives, culminating in the nightmarish nine-tailed gumiho. With each tail, they gain unimaginable powers, shape-shifting into humans and playing with fire, quite literally for their malevolent desires.
So the more tails, the more wicked. Okay, that
Exactly.
sounds horrifying, Olga. That's horrifying. But what do they do with all the power? Are they just mischievous tricksters, or is there something far more sinister lurking?
Gumiho are infamous for their evil ways. They masquerade as alluring women, drawing you into their web of doom. Once you're ensnared, they devour your essence, leaving nothing but despair and emptiness behind.
Oh my god, that's stuff of nightmares, Olga. Okay. So I imagine falling for someone only to discover they're a monstrous fox spirit with a taste for your soul. Okay. Uh huh. But where did this horror tale begin, Olga? Are there stories of real encounters with those real ghastly creatures?
Many believe the legend sprouted from ancient rituals during the harvest moon, where the line between our world and the other side grew thin. As for real encounters, The stories whispered in the darkest hours recount terrifying run-ins with these evil folk spirits that make your blood run cold.
Aha, so the Gumiho is a nightmare that haunts Korean folklore and the darkest corners of our imagination. Okay.
Well, Mark, the Gumiho are infamous for their appetite for human flesh, particularly the livers and hearts of men. It's not exactly a recipe for a romantic evening, I'd say, right?
Yeah, you say right. Okay. So this got spooky really fast. Okay. So these creatures are not just fascinating, they're really, really scary. Okay. So like the story of Beauty and the Beast, but way darker. Okay. So I guess there are no happy songs here.
Correct. And it's not a coincidence that these super scary stories have stuck around for so long. They sneaked into modern K dramas and our everyday stories. It's like they want to make sure we never forget them, even in our dreams.
Oh, you remember My Girlfriend is a Gumiho?
Oh, yes,
It
I
told a
saw this
tale of a
drama.
Gumiho, right? It's about a Gumiho, right?
Right.
And and I remember that it wanted to be human in a world full of darkness. I think it's a story that makes your spine tingle, as I remember. Yeah, it was really scary.
Just a
But you
little.
guess what? Just a little bit, okay. But I think even with all our cool gadgets and the internet, I think the legend of the Gumi is still as popular as ever.
Totally. My girlfriend is a Gumiho mixed romance with horror in a way that gave us all the chills. And the actress who played the Gumiho Shin Mina was amazing. I think she is one of my favorite Korean actresses because she is so beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. The show took this old, mysterious legend of the Gumio and gave it a modern twist that kept us all at the edge of our seats. It's like they took a really old ghost story and made it feel like it could happen today.
Some legends speak of Gumiho feasting on human hearts to maintain their unearthly beauty and power. Imagine,
Oh,
Mark,
okay.
encountering one on a moonlit night, its eyes gleaming with insatiable hunger. It's like a scene from a horror movie.
Yeah, it's like a picture of eternal beauty, concealed malevolent intent. Yeah. It's like a perfect embodiment of the saying, I think all the glitters is not gold. But, Olga, what about encounters with Gumiho? Like, how do these malicious fox spirits reveal their true selves?
Oh, Mark, encounters with Gumiho are the stuff of nightmares. These cunning beings have been known to assume various forms to lure unsuspecting victims. They might
Oh,
appear
God.
as a bird in distress, a lost child, or even a dear friend. It's like a sinister game of
Mhm.
hide and seek. Can you imagine this?
Okay, so when they catch someone, does the Gumiho become scary? Like a real horror story?
Yes, Mark, it's just like that. Imagine you meet this incredibly charming woman, almost too beautiful to be
Mm-hmm.
real. So, of course, you're
Okay.
captivated, drawn to her like a moth to a
Yeah,
light. Little do you know
right.
she's hiding a sinister secret.
Okay, hold on a second. So what kind of secrets are we talking about here? Okay, you're giving me the creeps, you know that?
Patience, Mark, I'm setting the scene.
Okay, okay.
So, you're head over heels for her, right?
Right?
You spend time together getting to know her, but every now
Yes.
and then you notice something odd about her. Moments when she
Mm-hmm.
seems distant, her eyes empty. So, you brush it off, thinking it's just a bad day, like a normal person
It,
would
does-
think like this.
it sounds like every other day that I had in Korea, but okay. Mm-hmm. But what happens next?
So, it's a moonlit night, and everything is very, very quiet. You two are together having a deep conversation, and then she leans in closer, her breath warm on your skin, and time seems to stand still. And then her
Mm-hmm.
reflection in your eyes starts to change.
Oh my god, this sounds like a scene from a horror movie, Olga.
Oh, Mark, it gets scarier. Her
Okay.
true form begins to emerge. Her skin
Oh
shifts,
no.
and 9 long twisted tails burst from her back. Her
Okay.
fingers morph into sharp clawed talons, and her eyes, Mark, her eyes turn a menacing shade of red that sends shivers down your spine.
Okay, stop, Olga. This is the stuff of nightmares. Stop it. Oh my god. Okay. Continue. Well, what does she do next?
And at this point, Mark, you are trapped. Fear paralyzes you as she lunges forward, emitting a guttural sound. She isn't interested in your love or companionship. Her appetite is for something far more sinister, your liver and your heart, Mark. So, Gumiho aims to consume your life essence.
Oh my god, Olga, this is terrifying. But so her beauty is like a trap to capture man, right?
Exactly. Her beauty is a facade concealing unimaginable horror. Once she has you in her hands, there is no escaping her malicious intentions.
Wow, Olga. I will definitely think twice before trusting the appearance of strangers. Like the Gumiho legend is a chilling reminder that we should trust our instincts and not be fooled by our beauty.
You're spot on, Mark. It teaches us that sometimes beauty can hide the darkest of motives, and reality can be more horrifying than any ghost story.
Yeah, that's true. Like this all sounds like a real life horror movie plot, right? Like I can imagine the shock and terror experienced by those who's come face to face with a Gumiho.
Oh, Mark, it reminds me of a story my language teacher used to tell.
Oh no, okay. What story?
Another one story.
I know.
Well, it's actually a legend from a long time ago.
Okay.
There was a scholar who needed to pass an important exam, so he embarked on a journey to Hanyan, which is what Seoul was called in those days. His path led him through the mountains, and he walked day and night. Then, on one eerie night, he came upon a small house.
No, Oka. Oh no.
The poor scholar was so exhausted that he knocked on the door. To his surprise, the door creaked open, and he saw a beautiful lady dressed in a long white gown. Her beauty left him completely stunned. Of course, the man asked if he could stay for the night, and the lady graciously agreed.
Okay, what happened next?
The lady led him into the room and instructed him to wait while she prepared some dinner. The scholar obediently took a seat on the floor and patiently waited. However, it wasn't long before he heard an unusual sound, the sound of a knife being sharpened. As time passed, there was no aroma of food being prepared, only the persistent sound of the knife sharpening. Perplexed, the scholar decided to investigate. He approached the kitchen door and peered inside. To his astonishment, the woman had her back to him, and there was no sign of any cooking happening on the stove. Instead, she stood there, diligently sharpening a massive knife. The unmistakable sound of the blade once again filling the air. What was even more unsettling was that beneath her dress he glimpsed 9 tails.
Oh my god, so he encountered Gumiho, didn't he? Didn't he, right? So what happened next?
I can say for sure, Mark, the legend ends here.
You cannot stop here.
But I suppose. But it really stops here.
Okay.
And I suppose he never made it to Hanyan.
Yeah, I guess that's quite an unfortunate encounter. Okay. But Olga, do you really believe that there are real life encounters like this one?
Um, there are countless chilling tales of such encounters, Mark. From the Gumiho seducing and feasting on the hearts of clueless travelers to the desperate attempts of brave individuals to outsmart the supernatural beings, they're quite a lot.
God, that sounds terrible. But I actually also heard that Gumiho's nocturnal activities have often been associated with the eerie sounds and unnatural happenings, right?
Right. Some claim to have heard their terrifying cries echoing through the darkness. Can you imagine the hair-raising horror of stumbling upon such a scene?
Olga, that's enough to give me a heart attack. But you know what's the equal unsettling? Like the Gumiho uncanny ability to mimic the voice of loved ones? Like imagine hearing your friends or family member's voice emanating from the darkness, only to discover it's a soulless, shape-shifting fox.
Oh no, Mark. And it's fascinating how these spooky legends have been a source of spine-chilling entertainment for centuries. The Gumiho's ability to blur the lines between seduction and horror has left a deep mark on Korean folklore.
Oh, that sounds so scary.
And moreover, it is believed that Gumiho doesn't just haunt the pages of history and stories, they continue to prowl in the shadows of modern South Korea.
Wait, okay. Are you saying there could be Gumiho lurking around so right now? Like, oh, you're going to keep me up night with those thoughts.
Well, Mark, legend has it that Gumiho have adapted to the modern world. No
No.
longer bound by the forests and mountains, they found new hunting grounds in the bustling metropolis, using their unbelievable beauty to capture their prey.
So what you're saying is that stunningly beautiful person you see at the trendy nightclub might not be what they seem? Okay, so they
Uh
could
huh,
be a Gumiho in disguise just looking for a next heart for dinner, right? That
exactly.
sounds
And it's not
nice.
just hearts they're after. In modern times, some versions of the legend suggest they developed a taste for something else, your bank account.
No, no, that's even worse.
So beware of enchanting strangers who may lead you to a financial ruin.
This is like a horror movie plot come to life, Olga. Like, but it's also a testament to the enduring power of these legends.
Yes, they continue to capture our imagination to keep us on our toes in this ever changing world.
Well, it's clear that the Gumiho influence reaches far and wide. But you know what's even more unsettling?
What, Mark? I'm sure you have something else to scare
Of
me.
course. Well, Olga, there are those who
Of
believe
course.
that Gumiho can even infiltrate the digital realm. Yes, you heard
Oh
me
no.
right, the internet.
Wait, Mark. Are you saying Gumiho have gone from shape-shifting fox spirits to online hackers? That's the real stuff of cyber nightmares.
Exactly. Some say that they have become experts in catfishing, luring unsuspected victims into online relationships. Like these encounters often lead to heartbreak, financial ruin, or even worse.
But Mark, how can one protect themselves from the cunning tricks of these Gumihos?
Well, much like in the physical world, one must stay vigilant and trust their instincts, I think. If something seems
Yeah,
too good to be true or too mysterious, it might just be a Gumiho in disguise. And of course, never share your personal or financial information with strangers online.
that's wise advice. In the age of digital deception, it's essential to stay sharp. Okay, but for now, as the moonlight casts long, eerie shadows, let's delve deeper into the sinister secrets of the Gumiho.
Indeed, Olga. So, while Gumiho are often portrayed as evil beings, there are tales that suggest a more complex narrative. Some say that beneath their charms, Gumiho just want to return to humanity, even desiring to become a fully human.
A desire to be a human? Wow, that adds a layer of tragedy to their story, Mark. It's like a Shakespearean tragedy with a supernatural twist.
Absolutely. In some versions of the legend, Gumiho can achieve humanity by refraining from consuming human hearts for 1,000 years. I think it's a testament of incredible willpower and sacrifice.
Yeah, that's quite the moral dilemma. The struggle between their fox nature and the desire for humanity makes you question the boundaries between good and evil.
I think so too, Olga. It's like a reminder that folklore often reflects the complexities of human conditions. And I think that's what makes these legends endure through the ages. As we wrap up this special Halloween episode on Gumiho, we hope you have enjoyed this spine tingling journey into the world of seductive fox spirits.
And we certainly do hope you've enjoyed these tales of enchantment and horror. But Mark, did you ever get scared while exploring these Gumiho legends?
Well, Olga, there was one instance during my time in Korea when I felt a shiver down my spine.
You've got to spill the creepy kimchi.
Okay, imagine this, Olga. It was a night straight from your worst nightmares. The moon hid behind thick, twisted clouds, and the wind seemed to whisper sinister secrets. In the lonely streets on the outskirts of Seoul, I saw her, a woman in a white dress, standing beneath a flickering streetlight. Her beauty was like a bewitching spell, but there was something horribly wrong about her. A chilling gnawed at my bones, warning me to stay away.
Mark, please tell me you didn't go closer. This sounds like a Gumiho
Oh, I
trap.
wish I could say I was smart enough to run, Olga. But you know me, curiosity got the better of me.
Ah,
I
typical
approached
Mark.
slowly and she turned to face me. Her eyes, oh my god, her eyes, they glowed with a terrifying, otherworldly light and sinister shine that drilled into my very soul. My heart pounded in my chest, paralyzing me with fear. And just when I was about to scream, a sudden, violent gust of wind blew out the streetlight, plunging us into absolute darkness.
Oh my god.
Panic surged through me and I ran like I was fleeing from death itself. Through the pitch black night, I could hear eerie, bone chilling laughter echoing, never letting up.
Mark, this is the stuff of nightmares for sure. It's like you barely escaped a horrifying encounter with a Gumiho. My skin is crawling just listening to your
Yeah,
story.
it was an experience that haunted my dreams, Olga. Like one that still fills me with dread. A terrifying tale that deserves a chilling lesson. Like, always trust your instincts, especially when faced with a beautiful woman during night. But you know what? To be honest, I just think she was really drunk and was about to puke on me.
Okay, that was unexpected twist.
But you know, you find a lot of drunk people on Korea's streets at night.
That's true. So, dear listeners, keep your nightlight on, check under your bed, and make sure the closet door is locked. Because drunk people are everywhere.
Exactly. So until then, stay curious, stay entertained, and most importantly, stay stupidly awesome.
Bye bye. Until next time.
Bye. 안녕.